What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Code Peterson tutorial. Some more GB Studio action. And a shout out to Adrian Ganella who gave the idea for this tutorial. This is how you can have your character in your Game Boy game pick up an item, and then when you revisit that scene later, that item is still gone. So it doesn't respawn every time you re-enter that scene. Sometimes you want certain items to respawn, like an enemy, something like that. But then other times, if you have a key or a power up, you might not want that to show back up every time that you go back into that scene. So here's a possible solution on how to do this. As you can see, I have scene one and scene two. This is from an example that I've used before with the sprites and everything. When you collide with this trigger, it takes you into scene two. You collide with this trigger, it takes you back to scene one. And that is the only coding that I have for this. So here we have scene two, here we have scene one. We have this pumpkin in here, which is our item we're going to pick up right now. It doesn't do anything. And this is actually PSL Day, Pumpkin Spice Latte Day. Good old Starbucks released the autumn favorite beverage for this time of year. So this is kind of a seasonal tutorial also. All right, so here is how we'll code this thing up. To begin with, we'll select our pumpkin and we're going to make sure it has a collision group. Doesn't matter which one. I'm going to give it a collision group of one. And then down here where it says on hit, I want to have player selected. So when our character runs into it, this is what's going to happen. We can then add an event, and in there we will select display dialog. And we'll type in here, you picked up a pumpkin. Just something to confirm that we collided with that object. And then we'll add an event, and we'll go for deactivate actor. And then in that, we want to make sure it says self actor one. Okay, we'll save our results and run this. We'll go over here. We collide with a pumpkin. You picked up a pumpkin. It disappears. Very cool. Now, when we go back in, it shows back up. All right, so if we don't want that to happen, probably the easiest way to do this is to tie it in with a variable. So let's go down here to add an event, and we will search for set variable to true. Variable set to true. Perfect. Now, it's going to by default tell us that it's going to be a local variable. So we'll click this drop down menu, and we want to keep track of this object being picked up no matter where we are in the game. So we have to switch that from a local variable down here to a global variable. So I'll select global variable 0, and then there's this pencil. It's always a good idea to rename your variables to something that makes sense to you. So I'll call this got pumpkin. Perfect. All right, so we set this variable to true. Now if we go and select our scene 2, and then where we have this on init, let's add an event, and we will go if variable is true, and we'll click the drop down menu and scroll down, and it's now going to have our option to select got pumpkin. So we'll choose that there. And then what's going to happen if that is true? We're going to add this event, and we are going to deactivate actor. And I don't want to deactivate the player, but I want to deactivate actor 1. Okay, so we'll play that. Let's try it now and see how things work. All right, we picked up the item. We go back over here. Now we return in here, and the item is gone. That's the big way to solve that. Now, sometimes you might have it to where you want multiple items in here. So I'm going to copy this pumpkin here. So now we have pumpkin 1 and we have pumpkin 2. If I keep this the same way it is now, it's just going to keep both of these with the same variable, which I don't want. So like if I want to keep track of which variable I picked up and which one I didn't, then what I would need to do is select my second one here. This is actor 2. And then this time what'll happen is I'll say variable got pumpkin. I'm going to click this drop down menu and I will select variable 1 underneath global variable. And then I will rename this one and I'll call this one got pumpkin 2. And then I'll reselect scene 2 here. And then I will just add another event. And if variable is true, and then this one I'll select got pumpkin 2, add event, deactivate actor, and then this time I will go down to actor 2, which is that second pumpkin. So now when I run this program here, if I go into this game, I pick up this pumpkin, I leave, I go back in, and it's still gone. And then it's here. And then obviously, if I go in here and pick them both up, so it remembers which pumpkins that we got based off of those variables that we set them equal to. So that works for power-ups or any kind of item you want to pick up. That could be another way where if you, like, let's say you had a boss battle in a room, and once that boss is defeated, you could set a variable to boss defeated is equal to true, then deactivate that boss. So when you go back in there, the boss doesn't show up again. Or if you don't want enemies to respawn, it doesn't have to be just for power-ups. It could be for any kind of thing that you would like. Or if you had a little gate that you wanted to destroy by using a key and it opened up that gate, and then you go back in there later and then it keeps that gate unlocked for you. All sorts of different solutions for that. So hopefully that kind of helps out and gives you some ideas of how you can have certain things spawn and certain things not respawn when you're creating these Game Boy games. Let me know if that's helpful or if I need to elaborate in a different way in the comments. And as always, reach out and leave ideas down in the comments. I try to reply back to all of them and to make tutorials for any suggestions I get. I appreciate y'all watching, and we'll catch you on another video.